took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
Los Angeles. Maybe the most filmed, most televised, most looked at place on Earth. It's the landscape of our collective dreams.
36 hours of steady rainfall across many.
But what if we look at LA from the point of view of the largely unphotographed?
3 hours.
The 47% of Angelenos who don't show up so much on idiot sitcoms and superhero films. The people doing much, if not most, of the hard work of getting things done in this town. One in 10 Angelenos are undocumented. 1 in 10. Think about that number for a while. That's who's here now. Contemplate, if you will, what would happen if anywhere near 10% of the workforce were no longer here, particularly since they're rather overrepresented in those fields that most of us are in no hurry to enter. Los Angeles, like much of California, used to be part of Mexico. Now, Mexico, where a whole lot of Mexicans, are a vital part of us. Raul Hinojosa Ojeda is a professor of Chicano studies at UCLA. Gishback on Washington Boulevard serves specialties from the city of Tlacolula de Matamoros in Oaxaca, Mexico.
So, bro, you know about Tlacolula, right? I mean, this is
The market, isn't it?
Tlacolula is this village, okay, in the middle of a valley. The oldest valley where agriculture was invented in the world. These people who live here lived there for about 10,000 years. So there's archaeological evidence of the seeds actually being manipulated.
All the way back then.
All the way back then. And that's where the core of the moles that we're gonna eat tonight are from.
Mole negro, or black mole, is an incredibly old and sophisticated, near-magical substance containing over 30 different ingredients. It's an old sauce from an old culture, used as either a base to build a stew or as a sauce to be poured over meat. But unlike most sauces, the point of mole is the mole itself. The flavor is unique, roasted, sweet, bitter, and spicy, all at the same time, and deep, very, very deep. Maria Ramos is the owner and chef, the third generation of a family of barbacoa specialists. Barbacoa being the barbecuing of lamb and goat until it's falling apart perfect. She started out cooking at age 10 at the Sunday market in Tlacolula. This family goes back a number of generations to that area, yes?
Exactly. And they got here because they were migrant workers in the fields of LA. And that's where they started working in the restaurant.
This show will air long after the election. There is actually a national conversation now, unthinkable in my lifetime, where the notion of rounding up however many millions of undocumented workers in this country all at once or in short order, and then kicking them all out. I mean, it seems unthinkable. But I mean, you know, they said that in Europe in the 30s.
Right, right. No, I think just from a military logistical point of view, there's no way you're going to move the people out of California and out of Los Angeles. I mean, they tried that in 1954 Operation Wetback, mostly from the fields, moving 1 million people out, right?
And they did.
Yes.
And what happened?
Well, first of all, a huge amount of U.S. citizens were picked up one day and never came home, and families were torn apart. And then the most ironic thing about it, and the most tragic thing, is that in the next couple of years they said, you know what, we have to open the borders again to bring them all back, right? Mm-hmm. The problem was we never stopped wanting the workers. California is the #1 agricultural state, and approximately about 70% of the labor force is undocumented.
Stuff would rot in the fields, just to start with.
Right.
Because
#1, who would grow it and bring it here?
Picking it, packing it, to a great extent processing it, cooking it,
serving it, cleaning up after you.
After it.
I mean, there would not only be no restaurant business, there would be the worst economic crisis in the history of California and the United States.
Esteban Oriol is a respected and highly sought-after photographer and director known for his street portraits. He started his career as a nightclub bouncer, pivoting nicely to tour manager for Cypress Hill and House of Pain, taking beautiful photographs along the way. Now, nearly 20 years later, he's famous for capturing perfectly both the glamour and grit of his hometown, Los Angeles. Mr. Cartoon is a very famous tattoo artist and designer. Cartoon began airbrushing t-shirts and lowriders before adopting and excelling at the legendary fine line style tattoo art. His work is sought after by the biggest names in the music industry, and well, anyone who loves truly superb skin art. La Reina on East 7th is a late-night thing down the street from where Cartoon and Esteban used to live. Run by Abigail and her team, the place serves molitas. Not quite a taco, not a quesadilla, more of a taco sandwich. First the tortilla on the grill, then marinated meat, cheese, then another tortilla, flip and serve. La Reina is located in the downtown Arts District, but it's right across the bridge from Boyle Heights, a working-class, densely packed neighborhood of about 100,000 residents. Nearly 95% are Mexican or Central American. How Mexican is LA? I mean, how deep does it
Most
go?
Mexico, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
All the names, all the people, I mean, and you can go into certain parts in East LA, in the harbor area, Hollywood area, and see nothing but Latinos. A lot of other areas in LA, they're mixed, you know? But on this side where we're at, you go over that bridge, it's pretty much all Mexican people. And LA's mixed with Salvadorian, Guatemalan people, Central America too, so they just get called Mexicans anyways. You know, like we're Chicanos, so, you know, we know we're from here, you know, we were born here. On this side of the line, our family relatives are from Mexico, and we're proud of that, and we celebrated our style.
Look, we live in unbelievable times right now. People are talking about, you know, mass deportations of Mexicans. What's the problem here? Where does this fear and loathing come from?
It's just racism is still alive and kicking in America, you know? We really don't hear it from the people we're around artistic, laid-back people, you know?
Somebody had said, you know, we got to do something about this situation. All these Mexicans come over, we're going to have a taco truck on every corner. And I'm thinking, is this a bad thing?
Where would all these food trucks be, you know? There was only taco trucks.
It's a prototype for
10 years ago.
Yeah.
There wasn't an Asian fusion truck here, this kind of truck, an Indian food truck, this truck, you know.
Taco truck. I mean, we opened the door.
You kick the door down, yeah.
White America loves Mexican food. I mean, probably more than any other food at this point. You know, they don't look. They sure like cheap Mexican labor because they can't live without it.
Right.
Why are they so freaked out about Mexicans? You know, nobody's talking about building a wall, you know, across the Canadian border.
Who's gonna help them build the wall? You gotta have some Mexican power to do that.
That's exactly what I thought.
I was at a taco truck in Eagle Rock. That's one I go to. And I just overheard the guy's conversation. He was finishing up his order. And the guy goes, "So, bro, my mom told me not to eat any cilantro if it's from Mexico, because they're shitting in it to get back at Trump." And I said, "Well, don't get me wrong, I'm all for a good Trump takedown, but I'm not sure if they've got that level of organization going on in the Mexican cilantro field." All right, everyone gather round. Let's all start brainstorming. No idea is a bad idea. Yes, Crazy Eddie. Okay. This a little outside the box. But I say we shit in the fucking cilantro.
Thank you very much, everybody.
How Mexican is Mexican? How Mexican can you be, or should you be, if you grew up in California with a Mexican name and of Mexican heritage? Al Madrigal is a comedian. Gustavo Arellano is the editor of OC Weekly. We discuss such weighty matters over taquitos at Cielito Lindo on Elvera Street, which has been serving the kind of stuff that made Americans fall in love with Mexican food since the 1930s. Beans with machaca, spicy shredded beef, sauce, and cheese. I believe they call these things a burrito. But what they're known for here is their taquitos. Rolled up, fried, smothered in avocado sauce, jacked with chili guerrero, garlic, tomatillo, and cilantro. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I'm loving the sauce already.
Oh, this is legendary sauce. Going back, 1934. Guacamole, you don't think it's gonna work, but it absolutely does.
Wow.
Didn't do that bad.
There's a little spice at the end. I love it.
You, by your own admission, you're a sort of a sorry excuse for a Mexican. You don't, how's your Spanish? Not so good.
Spanish is horrible. Yeah, I've always been given a hard time about my Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Every Mexican in history has always given shit to another Mexican about their Spanish. You don't know this lingo. You don't know this pronunciation. But yeah, you should know Spanish better.
Well, that's what I learned. This has been an age-old thing where everyone's trying to out-Chicano each other. Mm-hmm. And I shouldn't feel that bad about it.
Right, what's the expression for a bad Chicano?
Pocho.
Pocho. What, is there a literal translation there?
Rotting. So if you say pocho, you're basically saying you're a rotting Mexican. You're completely fake. You've lost all your culture, therefore you should be hated.
That's harsh.
I know.
When you hear, like, about rounding up Mexicans left and right, setting them off all up to camps and then putting them across the border, scary, angry?
And I actually think it's good. I think Latinos need this to rally together to, it's like the world needs aliens to land to all actually come together.
Is there anybody who could rally all Mexicans? You know,
Like a spokesperson, yeah.
No, like a Mexican Reagan.
The last big leader was Cesar Chavez, and that was, God, what, 25 years ago at this point. I mean, you have to have almost a messianic figure.
I have the answer.
Who?
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo. People love him.
Danny Trejo would be the man. He'd be that's the
Machete.
guy. I'd vote for
Machete
him.
for president?
I would totally vote for him. He looks good with his shirt off. Donald Trump can't say that. Bill Clinton could say that. Danny Trejo's still peeling that shirt off. He's the baddest dude in the history of badass. Look up badass in the dictionary. It says Trejo. Danny Trejo. Born in Echo Park in L.A., he spent much of his early life in and out of prison, including a stay in San Quentin, where he managed to straighten shit out, join a 12-step program, and rethink his life. He came out of the joint as a drug counselor. This led directly, if unexpectedly, to a storied career in film. Danny Trejo is known and loved for iconic tough guy roles in such films as heat.
There's cops all over me, man. They're on me like a cheap suit.
From dusk till dawn.
Get out!
And once upon a time in Mexico. But he finally rose to the action hero leading man status he always deserved, playing Machete.
This is the boss.
A character who grew out of a fake trailer from the Robert Rodriguez Quentin Tarantino film Grindhouse, which soon became its own awesome and gore-heavy franchise. If you haven't seen Machete, its follow-up Machete Kills, or soon-to-be-released Machete in Space, it's like missing the Citizen Kane of violent, family-friendly fun. Trejo's Cantina on Cahuenga Boulevard. Because, of course. Grand opening is still a few days away, but I thought, since I'm in town, I'd help advise Danny on the new menu, give him the benefit of my tasting notes. And I gotta be honest, I was thinking, how good could it be? Can Machete run a good restaurant? And why? So we're gonna see Trejo's Tacos all across America at some point?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Taco truck on every corner.
This is delicious.
Awesome.
On the menu tonight, Jidori chicken with chipotle cream sauce, some charred branzino with summer squash and sauteed poblano peppers, and crispy pork tacos with black garlic mole and some fat sacks of uni. And lots of healthy greens.
Why healthy? I mean, we have such an obese problem in the United States, especially Latinos. So we had to find a way to make it tasty but healthy. Healthy food can taste good.
Clean, healthier, lighter, locally sourced versions of Mexican street classics are not exactly what I'd expected. And I sure as shit ain't making no rude cracks about vegan tacos. Not to this man. Though to be fair, Danny Trejo is like the nicest guy in the world. Here's something I discovered that completely shocked and surprised me. So I have to ask you, are you a Morrissey fan by any chance?
Morrissey.
Like from this band, The Smiths, apparently it's like a British rock band of the late 80s that is apparently hugely popular in the Chicano community. So you have not been touched by this,
I'm gonna tell you something right now between me and you. I listen to no music that came after the 1968. I'm like an oldies guy, you know what I mean?
So, I don't know, your parents were born in Texas.
Yeah.
But can you trace your people back to one area of Mexico? Or?
Monterrey. My grandmother and grandfather were born in Monterrey.
Did you speak Spanish at home?
Yeah, I spoke Spanish till I was about 9, 10, and then, you know, usually you stop speaking Spanish when you go to grammar school, especially in the 50s, because they wouldn't let you. No, you don't speak Spanish, you know, so you kind of forget.
Right.
So then, but then when you start going to juvenile hall and jail, you pick it up again so the guards won't know what you're talking about.
Did you get a 12-step in, where you were still in prison or after?
Well, I was in prison. That was 1968. Cinco de Mayo, 1968. That was where I just kind of like made a vow. I'm done. Yeah.
When you get out, you became a drug counselor.
I dedicated my life to helping other people. Everything good that has happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. Everything.
Well, for example, you were called to a film set to counsel somebody.
Yeah.
And you bump into, of all the people in the world, Edward Bunker.
Eddie Bunker.
The sort of legendary ex-con turned writer and I guess screenwriter as well.
I knew Eddie in prison. You see, and so when he saw me, what are you doing here? I said, I'm working with this kid. And then he asked me, are you still boxing? Because I held the lightweight and welterweight champion of every joint I was in. I said, I'm training, I still train, but I don't get hit in the face anymore. And he said, we need somebody to train one of the actors how to box.
The movie was the awesome Runaway Train. Trejo trained and fought against the actor Eric Roberts, who along with Jon Voight earned Academy Award nominations for the film. For Danny, it was the start of a long and glorious career. He never looked back.
I'll never forget Andrei Konchalovsky, the director, Russian aristocrat, right? He says, you fight Eric in movie. You be my friend. Now, if you come out of the penitentiary and somebody says, you be my friend, it's kind of a red flag.
Right. And then how many films since then? A whole hell of a lot.
They got to be at about 320 or something, you know.
You moved from there to serious bad guys to now action hero franchise. How do you stay nice in a business basically full of assholes?
Eddie Bunker, the first time when I started getting like a little recognition, he told me something. He said, try to remember that the whole world can think you're a movie star, but you can't. And I watch movie stars, right? I hate them. Nobody likes them. And if you're like on a movie set and the movie star comes in, and then after he leaves, this is how everybody that guy's an ass. I hate that guy. I mean, he's rude. So I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
one of the things I learned actually making television really early on, if like you show up to like shoot, and the people like with the cameras and the crew say, oh, the talent is on set. What they really mean is the asshole is on set. You know, if somebody calls me the talent or refers to me as a talent, it's like time to go back and take a long look in the mirror, right? You know? From LA, but from time to time, you'll find them here. And when you do, you best play nice. Gilbert Melendez, Nick Diaz, and Nate Diaz, 3 of the greatest mixed martial artists to ever fight in an octagon. Gilbert holds the distinction of being one of the few MMA fighters to be ranked #1 in the world in 2 weight classes. Nate and his older brother Nick are both vicious strikers and grapplers, and about as tough as it gets in a professional setting or on the street. Neither particularly likes to fight, they say, but should the situation call for it, well, let's put it this way, they will. Nick and Nate grew up in Stockton and still live there and train there. Conor McGregor mocked Nate for teaching kids jiu-jitsu in his hometown. That was before Nate chased him around the octagon like a little deer in his last close decision. In one of the greatest fights in UFC history, Nate Diaz shocked the world when on very short notice, he stepped in and submitted McGregor in 2 rounds. Nate Diaz! He lost a second bout by decision, but there will surely be a third. And no matter what happens, Nate Diaz always brings it. Mariscos Gente on South Centinela. What do you eat growing up? Like when you in your house, when you were little kids, what kind of food were you eating? What's lunch?
Macaroni, cheese, and hot dogs.
Hot dogs, right? yeah. I was like basically like top ramen. Yeah.
Hot dogs, mac and cheese.
Some ghetto juice.
What about you?
You know, rice and beans and some sort of Mexican. There's some sort of protein with it and everything. You know.
Right.
I'm not vegetarian, but I learned a lot from them though.
I was like pretty much vegan for years, really.
Even as a kid?
Like I stopped eating land animals. Period. Like I've been vegetarian. I've been eating seafood on and off. But I've been vegetarian since I was like 18 years old. I just would do better cutting weight when I would just go on like a vegetarian diet.
Right.
I end up, you know, nice and light, and then I get stronger. And then once he started fighting pro too, I think he kind of started doing the same type of thing.
When you eat in LA, if you're going out for food, well, you're going out for Asian, you're going out for pad thai, you're going out for...
Good food's pretty convenient around here, of course.
I go to Venice Beach. I go to Cafe Gratitude. And that's a really good place.
What do you eat there?
Like vegan, vegetarian, all the way.
I get off the plane, I go right to In-N-Out Burger. And the last thing I do while I'm in town is I stop at In-N-Out Burger. That stuff is like crack for me, I gotta have it. Oh, it's so good. Mariscos Gente serves shrimp. Lots and lots of shrimp. The house special, camarones borrachos, or drunken shrimp, sautéed in butter and garlic over high heat. Add cilantro and crushed peppers and finish with tequila.
So when was your first fight, like in school? Like what grade? What?
First.
First grade?
Kidding.
No.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, our first fight, right? One time I was in 6th grade, and I went down to the baseball field, waiting for foul balls, because when you catch a foul ball, you get free soda or a bag of chips or something. And I caught the ball, and one of the baseball players was mad because a littler kid was trying to rap and get it. So, what's up? Why don't you let him get the ball? I was like, shut up. I've been waiting all day for this ball. You know what I'm saying? I was a little kid. He was trying to get in a fight with me. And I'm with these guys, and they're all hardcore, and I'm in my head like, man, why they gonna make me fight this guy? Because we're in my head, right? I'm like, man, they make me fight this guy. And we're like going at it, and I've never been punched in my face so many times in my life. I was just a little
He was just
kid.
swinging kind of wide back.
I was all heart. Yeah, why you make me fight? That's the main. Why you make me fight this guy?
Street tacos are a not guilty at all pleasure for me, something of an obsession. They always make me happy. But Mexican food has been redefining itself in significant ways for years, here and in Mexico. Across the city, young, extremely talented chefs are taking Mexican traditions to the next level and beyond. Maybe the most exciting new frontier of modern cooking. Chef Ray Garcia, a native Angelino, is one of those pioneers. Located in the heart of downtown is Broken Spanish, a higher-end, higher-priced Mexican restaurant than most are accustomed to. Chef Eddie Ruiz and Robin Chopra are childhood friends who opened the wonderful but short-lived Alta California gastropub, Corazon y Miel, which put them both on the map in LA's burgeoning modern Mexican dining scene.
I absolutely believe that the next big thing is a reevaluation of Mexican flavors and ingredients and a reevaluation of how much you should pay. I mean, people love it, but their expectation is Mexican food should be cheap. And the fact is, there's always going to be new arrivals from Mexico who are perfectly willing to sell you, unfortunately or fortunately, really good Mexican food for very cheap, but not the kind of deep flavors that, you know, you find, or I found in my travels there.
Well, sometimes in the Mexican world, the only thing that's passed down, it's not a home, it's not a necklace. What it is a recipe passed down from generation to generation. It all comes from these rustic dishes that our grandmothers and grandpas cooked for us.
Do you have any responsibility to preserve and protect the traditional flavors and ingredients of Mexico, or not?
Yeah, of course. Everything that you see here in front of you is inspired by something that we had as a child. But how do we present that with our training, and how do we present that with our experience that's gonna give people value to want to pay more for it?
I think that Los Angeles is kind of the stage for that next level, and Chef Ray's doing a really good job of that. He's presenting stuff like this, and that's what's gonna elevate people's mindset in terms of what you can do with this food.
Chicharron, skin-on pork, cured and salted, cooked sous vide for 36 hours, then deep fried and served with elephant garlic mojo and radish sprouts. Tamales of slow-cooked lamb neck with oyster mushrooms and queso Oaxaca. Camote, an Okinawan sweet potato filled with pork, the ears, tails, and snout, topped with a drizzle of piloncillo syrup.
I got one more present for you guys here. A little pre-dessert. Eddie, I know it's your favorite, Eddie.
It's my favorite.
We have the foie gras ribanada here. So it's sort of like a pre-dessert. It's my take on a very traditional and simple Mexican pan dulce. It's just like a brioche with butter and sugar is the basic pan dulce. So this one we have foie gras in our butter. We kind of up the ante a little bit. And then some piloncillo.
Great, thank you. Man, I am loving this meal.
Thank you.
Big time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
This is the most nostalgic dish I've ever had at a restaurant in Los Angeles. In Mexican panaderias, this is called a rebanada.
Wow.
Nothing says my childhood like this dish right here.
I've worked in French and Italian restaurants my whole career.
Right.
But, I mean, really, if I think about it, they were Mexican restaurants and Ecuadorian restaurants because the majority of the cooks and the people working with me were from those countries. That's who, you know, picked me up when I fell down, who showed me what to do when I walked in and didn't know anything and nobody knew my name.
It's just the way our culture is. We're so family-oriented that that's what matters to us. At the same time, I feel like our job as chefs is to bring in our unique Latin American experience to dining. Family, tradition, food, culture. And LA is the heart of that right now. It really is. And hopefully that resonates throughout the rest of the country.
Gang violence has been part of LA's story for the better part of a century now. Also part of the story, police corruption and brutality. Former police officer Alex Salazar was a bad cop. By his own admission, very bad. Like a lot of once good police, the streets changed him. He saw a lot of ugliness, the lines became blurred, the job ground him down, and he crossed the line, repeatedly.
To quote Nietzsche, those who chase monsters need to be careful that they don't become monsters. I thought I was going to arrest the bad guys. I never thought I would become a bad guy myself.
Did you become a bad guy?
Oh, I did, yes.
How bad?
I became very aggressive, beating people, losing control, and using excessive force when there really wasn't any need for me to do that. I mean, I worked the most infamous police station ever known. It was called Rampart. Won Best Picture for Denzel Washington for his portrayal of this really bad police officer.
I'm the police. I run shit here. You just live here.
Was that an understatement? Were there cops that bad?
Yes, there were. Yes, there were. I was one of them. The problem was very systemic. We don't have so much that problem anymore. It does happen.
Is it not the nature of the job? When you're asked to every day go in and look at people at their most desperate and ugly, that you become desensitized and maybe even turn into a monster.
Just think about it. Every day they're looking at the worst of society, and maybe they have a partner that gets killed or shot. It's all very overwhelming. Many turn to alcohol and drugs to medicate. And I'm not trying to be an apologist for the police because, you know, they do need to be held accountable. But, you know, we need to help them. We really do, because they are out there and they're the ones that are going to show up at your home.
Mexican American, living in East LA, and a victim of a crime. You calling the police, expecting a sympathetic response? I mean, generally speaking, what do you think
I think most police officers show up being ready to help out. They certainly have to do their job, take a report.
But I mean, what do you think the victim thinks when they place a phone call? Do you think they have high hopes that I believe my call is going to be handled with the same fervor as somebody calling from Beverly Hills?
While there are good officers that come in and they do help, there's also many who lose that empathetic feeling of looking at someone with brown skin or very dark skin, and they say, well, you know, why am I helping out this person? There's a stupid Mexican. And I saw that being projected upon these people who all they wanted was help.
Elisa Sol Garcia grew up in Boyle Heights and is no stranger to the challenges facing the Latino community. The Boyle Heights Running Club started as a safety in numbers project. The small group of community members started running the bridges of Boyle Heights, making their presence known, and simply by being there, by being a presence, taking their streets back from the gangs and the criminals, who too often are the default company in a one-company neighborhood. Tacos Indiana street cart on 4th and Clarence Street.
What are you guys having?
Mango asada.
You gonna do asada?
Frequented by Elisa and fellow running club member Rolly Cruz. Carne asada, the slow-grilled marinated beef classic served as a burrito with rice and beans, or simply on a tortilla as a taco.
Gracias.
Tacos lengua, beef tongue braised with garlic and onions. And tacos al pastor, stacked guajillo chili rubbed pork shoulder slices with your choice of toppings.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cheap yet supremely satisfying street taco trucks like this one have served the Latino community of Boyle Heights for years. But the neighborhood is changing. Let's say it's diversifying.
Well, first come the coffee shops, a couple of smart, like hip restaurants. Hipsters arrive, rents go up. How do you stop that?
Well, that, which you explained in a nutshell, is what has been going on throughout Los Angeles. The gentrification of downtown, it's spreading here. And in a neighborhood like this, gentrification, not to be dramatic, but the population of families that are homeless is growing. Little by little, like the block is disappearing, whether it's deportation, whether it's gentrification. You know, it's barely now coming to the forefront, but for the people that live and work here every day, it's been a reality. There's a lot of struggles here that if you're gonna be a part of this community, like you have to recognize that struggle.
I think that the reality is, though, LA is always changing, right? So like, we are in the battle of LA, and who's gonna win in this is yet to be determined, but the fight is still gonna go on.
There has been, since the beginning, a tradition of Mexican rock and roll with its own unique sound. Richie Valens, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, Cannibal and the Headhunters, Los Cruzados, and Question Mark and the Mysterians. It should come as no surprise that rockabilly is enjoying a resurgence of sorts in the Chicano community. There is a long and glorious tradition of Chicano rock, garage, and punk boiling away under and over the surface for years and egregiously overlooked. But what is it with the Morrissey thing? What is it about Morrissey? The Irish singer via England who sang melancholic, pathos-filled ballads that were a backdrop for a million post-breakups during the 80s, that so speaks to the Chicano soul. I asked musicians and concert promoters Oscar Arguello and Albert Gamboa. Oscar thrives in the rockabilly world, while Albert is all things punk.
What's up with the Morrissey thing? Apparently, in the Chicano community, like, Morrissey is like...
It's a matter of the heart.
Huge.
It's
So
a matter of the heart, man.
Why of all the bands in the world, did Morrissey and the Smiths resonate in this community?
It was a convergence of music and people that did not connect to what was being said. He connected with his lyrics. And I think everything was going so pop and so mainstream, and he was the alternative to that. And I think there is a lyrical element to his words that resonated with the Latino community.
And people said that his lyrics, his songs resonated with traditional mariachi in that sense. So that the songs are so much about finding something beautiful or even funny, about getting relentlessly fucked over and having shit go wrong. I
think Morrissey really speaks, you know, it's so odd. He's this white guy about like displacement and this longing for a mythic home. Because when I go to Mexico, I'm like a sore thumb there. You know, my Spanish is horrible, the way I dress, the way I talk, but there's just something about it. Like, Morrissey really articulates that experience. He himself, he's an immigrant. He is Irish. You know, he feels displaced.
Irish blood, English heart, it's amazing.
This is the thing about being a Mexican in the States. You're never white enough for this country, and you're never brown enough for Mexico.
It is a big issue about that, pocho and all that. But I know that we are Californians, inherently. And I am Los Angeles.
I've been dreaming of a time when to be English is not to be painful, to be standing by the flag, not feeling shameful, racist or partial forever.
Izan ginalako garela dio Euskal esamolde zarrak. Zer izan ginen, noiz izan ginen, ez dakigu. Ez dakigu gure hizkuntza nondik datorren. Beste hainbat hizkuntzarekin nahastu da. 25.000 urte eta itsaso hau zeharkatu izan dutena guze zarrek. Gure hizkuntza gaur duguna. Gure hizkuntza hau da gure aberria, azken batean.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
The Basque Country is an autonomous region, a place, a culture, where the Basque language is spoken. Strictly speaking, it's an area straddling Spain and France at the western end of the Pyrenees. They've been speaking Basque here long before the first Roman arrived in 65 BC. It is a very old language. How old, like the question of how far back their history goes and where it begins, is not known. The best answer anyone can give you is long, long ago.
What did this area, what did this coastline look like back in the 17th century?
So different, right?
So different.
There's more landscape now. The sea went farther into the land.
Maybe some houses like 3 or 4 there, but the other one wasn't there. The church there wasn't there. That was a small church, maybe. In that mountain, houses watching to the sea was impossible.
All the traditional houses were pointed inland.
Yeah. Before the Industrial Revolution, with no heating systems at
Right,
home,
the wind would come in.
you
and
couldn't
make it-
afford watching into the sea because the wind and the humidity make
Right,
it impossible
right,
to
right,
maintain that kind of living. So every house that has windows to the sea, it means it's not so old.
Edorta Jimenez and his daughter Irati are both acclaimed authors and proud Basque, and they know as much about their history as can be known. Sea barnacles, or percebes, are much loved here. Steamed briefly with a little salt. Simple, like much of Basque cooking.
Ah, vale, vale, vale.
It's delicious. It's very, very good. I love these.
And thank you for coming.
How long do you think the Basque people lived in this community? Or does anybody know?
25,000 years.
25,000.
Yeah, we are living here.
So you're talking like Cro-Magnon,
Yes,
all the way back.
all the way back.
And the language? From here?
Really don't know. It is the only language in Europe that we know of that doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the languages, that doesn't come from the same place.
And the Basque genetic signature is also seemingly unique. I mean, nobody's finding any relatives in anywhere.
They did this research with people's DNA from this area.
Yeah.
And the conclusion was it's the same people that was living here 25,000 years ago.
So do you believe that? The Basque have always been here, that the language has been influenced by nobody else?
And the mystery, Anthony, is that we are in the way.
Yeah.
In the Iberian Peninsula, you have two natural ways, two natural paths. One is in the Mediterranean side, and the other one is in the Atlantic side. And we are in the way from the north to the south.
Well, good.
Across this country.
Good negotiators. Good fighters, good negotiators.
Good, yeah, good know.
You could make the argument that there is no better place to eat in Europe than the city of San Sebastian. There are more Michelin-starred restaurants per capita here than anywhere on Earth. But even the everyday joints are superb. The love of food, the insistence on the very best ingredients is fundamental to the culture and to life here. And it's beautiful. Did I say that? It's a beautiful city.
Es indudable también que yo soy vasco. Y entonces aquí hay una especie de atmósfera gastronómica. Nosotros somos profetas en nuestra tierra. Y además la gente te habla de cocina, vayas a donde vayas. Todo lo solucionamos cocinando. Porque tenemos una especie de fanatismo hacia la cocina. Bueno, no sé. Yo creo que también es otra de las cosas por las cuales yo lo llevo tan adentro, tan en el corazón, ¿no? O en el alma. Pero sí es indudable que el ser vasco para mí es muy importante.
You know exactly where to go, no?
If I'm lost, I'm only lost for 2 minutes. I always find my way.
You find it.
Oh, here he is.
¿Qué tal?
Juan Marie Arzak has been, since I first met him, and his amazing and accomplished daughter Elena, my mentor and friend, steadfast and loyal in every way a person can be. Father and daughter are two of the greatest chefs in the world.
Bueno, ¿qué tal? Bien. You are happy?
Very content. Yes, I love it here. Osasuna?
Osasuna.
These are what you call pinchos around here, not tapas. These incredible batteries of delicious, delicious things, generally located near one another so you can easily and very pleasurably go out for what's called a poteo, a bar crawl, grazing for the specialties of each place.
Buenas.
Okay.
Aquí estamos.
Muy buenas.
I would like to start with a little bit of beer. What do you think?
Yeah.
Not too much because we are going to other place. Welcome.
Chin.
Gabriela?
Gabriella Ranelli has worked closely with both Arzaks for years and is considered a leading authority on the Basque culinary scene.
You have to move from place to place because the important thing is you have different atmospheres, you have different flavor profiles. People here really like the classics. You know, people go after exactly what they're looking for.
Fried quail egg, blood sausage, and peppers.
This is like a whole breakfast on a piece of bread.
Wait a minute, what's that?
Sea urchin, you want to try some?
Sea urchin with onion and kava.
You are good in eating pinchos, eh? But it's so difficult to stop, no?
Yeah. Walking anywhere in San Sebastian with Juan-Marie Arzak is like walking through Chicago with Michael Jordan or Washington, D.C. with George Washington. He's the godfather, universally beloved and respected.
You're like Elvis.
Come on, that one.
Like Elvis Presley, huh? Why do the Basque, unique among their neighbors, obsessively insist on such high-quality ingredients for everything?
Siempre, bueno, siempre las temporadas, las sesiones, o sea, siempre el producto de aquí.
People have a passion for food here.
Why here?
No se sabe. I don't know.
It's always been this way.
Until about 80 years ago, there wasn't a lot of this stuff written down.
No, no había libros escritos en euskera ni nada. Todo era de voz a oído.
Right in here.
Okay. Yeah, I figured we're not walking by here.
Ganbara, my favorite place. I come here every time like a heat-seeking missile.
This is where you'll find Juan Marian every Sunday.
This is the first place anyone ever brought me in San Sebastian, yes.
Iberico ham with mushrooms are amazing. Crab tartlets, extraordinary.
Oh, man.
But this, the house specialty, what they're most famous for is the be-all and end-all for me. Seared wild mushrooms and foie gras with a raw egg yolk gently draped over the top to sizzle and commingle with the hot fungi.
This plate, what can you do to make it better?
No, it's
Leave
impossible.
like that.
It's perfect. There's no improving this dish.
No. Now, nobody talks, only we eat.
Right,
eh?
total silence.
We are in the Basque country, in a place called Pasaya, near San Sebastian. This was the main Basque port in the Middle Age. The Basque ships in different times, they were the top of the maritime technology. And because of that, they could face the big challenge of the ocean. This is a very old tradition. You see, we have a very old language, we have a very old culture, and that culture has been always looking at the sea.
According to my Basque friends, the Basque discovered America and didn't tell anyone.
That's right.
And who would they tell anyone?
Well, they didn't want to attract the attention of other fishermen. That's the reason. So, you see, the maritime official history is being written by kings that wanted to claim something, you know, like, okay, this is mine. This is mine. I want everybody to know that. Fishermen, they did the opposite thing. So that's why nowadays archaeologists are finding evidences of our past, and that's very important for us.
Xavier Agote is a shipwright and founder of the Basque Maritime Heritage Museum, where he works to preserve and promote the proud history of Basque exploration of the sea.
When I was a kid, I used to go to San Sebastian port and start fishing there. I remember the fishing boats coming in and out every day, wooden boats, fantastic. When I grew older, I witnessed how all the traditional wooden boats that I love so much were being replaced by fiberglass boats. So when I was 18, I decided to become a boat builder. So for me, it was one of the most enriching experiences of my life. We created Albaola like 20 years ago because nobody knew about the Basque and the relationship with the sea. And at the moment, we are building a dream of my life coming true, which is a 16th century Basque whaling galleon. My hope is that through this project, the Basque people will know more about our maritime history. They will be proud of their ancestors. We decided to build this ship. I mean, nobody asked us.
This used to be the center of the world for boat building. Bad times for the Spanish Navy was good times for the Basque, because if a lot of ships are sinking, that means more work here.
The Basque were the first whalers, industrial whalers, in a time in which the Basque were the only people hunting whales industrially.
How many guys?
In a classic rowing boat, 7 people.
Okay, 7 people, guy out on front, the strongest guy with a harpoon.
That's right.
Whole lot of rope.
200 meters rope.
How big is the boat?
8 meters.
8 meters. If the ropes get too wet, you sink. If you fall overboard, you die.
You die.
If the boat capsizes,
everybody
you
dies.
Right.
You have to tow that whale to the land, rowing. A 60-ton whale.
60 tons?
60 tons. Metric, you know, it's like big.
So what happens if everything goes well?
Well, you become very rich.
This place is the famous El Cano in the seaside village of Guetaria, a place known and loved by chefs all over the world for what they call their Paleolithic cooking, the straight-up application of fire and a very few ingredients to make, well, magic of a kind. Rock prawn. The head and body are cooked separately. The body is served nearly raw, what they call semi-ceviche, while the heads are grilled.
Oh.
That's nice. This is gonna be good.
That's very nice.
Squid served the Paleo way, grilled with an onion green pepper sauce. Wow, look at this.
Excellent.
Look at that, he puts the tentacles inside, nice. And cocochas, about as bone-deep, old-school, fundamentally Basque an ingredient or a passion as there is. The jowls are chins of hake, cooked pil-pil style in olive oil and swirled constantly to emulsify the oil with the fish's natural gelatin.
What we like is the quality of the product. We like to have everything alive in our mouth.
Oh, these are the cocochas?
Yeah, but this is good food.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So this is a good time to talk about cod, because the Basque are not getting to America or Newfoundland without salt fish, right? If you didn't have protein that lasted, you could not project, you could not explore, and you could not project military power.
Absolutely. In the early times, something we know is that the Basques were the only ones drying the cod. Sea salt, we lack of it. And so we were forced to dry it. And dry cod, you could preserve it for years.
But it's this dish that brings passionate eaters to El Cano from all across the world. The turbo, grilled. Look at that, that is beautiful. Perfectly over coals, and then portioned out expertly by owner Aitor Arregui, so as to highlight each and every unique bit and its special characteristics.
You see all the white points?
Yeah.
This is the protein of the fish. And if it's good to eat, we can make it like a emulsion.
The light gelatinous skin with soft and slightly caramelized flesh. Wow. The fat, unctuous belly.
He's finding every single secret of the fish.
The bones, tiny scraps of the sweetest meat clinging to them.
Crunchy, gelatinous.
One dish, a mosaic of many distinct flavors and textures, all of them epically delicious. It was like an anatomy lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Es que esta casa a mí me relaja. Y no solamente me relaja, sino es donde mejor estoy del mundo, en mi casa, que le llamo a esta mi casa, porque yo nací aquí. Yo Yo soy la tercera generación de mi familia en esta casa que la hizo mi abuelo. Y luego está mi hija, que es la cuarta generación. Y hay que darse cuenta que para mí estos muros son muy gordos, los de esta casa, muy gordos, muy gordos, muy gordos. Y además creo que los espíritus de la familia están ahí dentro y me transmiten tranquilidad, me transmiten estar bien, me transmiten, no sé, pues instintos. Yo me divierto muchísimo y para mí además la creatividad para mí es imprescindible para poder seguir adelante en mi vida, porque si no tuviese el restaurante, no sé qué sería de mí.
How old is the restaurant?
Since 1897.
1897, starting with great-grandparents.
I feel at home at this table. It is not my first time here by a long shot. I am among friends who feel now like family.
Yo vivía aquí en una habitación que daba a un comedor y que, bueno, pues aquí, porque mi madre hacía muchos pequeños banquetes, todo muy popular, ¿eh? Porque mi padre se murió cuando yo tenía 8 años y soy hijo único. Fui muy mimado por todas las camareras. Entonces yo primero hice, bueno, ayudaba a mi madre y luego ya pues hice un año de arquitectura. En Madrid había un amigo allí que estaba en la escuela de hostelería y me dijo que era muy sencillo porque eran 3 años. Que los fines de semana podías ir a hacer extras de cocinero por ahí por el mundo, pues viendo. Empecé con Bocuse, Troagro, Chapelle.
So how many years in the restaurant business?
Ahora tienes 74, ¿no?
74, pues con 23 años ya me quedé aquí. Bueno, estuve con mi madre. Mi madre me dejó el restaurante en herencia porque era hijo único y además me dejó dinerito. Yo he tenido mucha suerte.
In 1976, 12 Basque chefs, under the influence of the recently emerged Nouvelle Cuisine movement in France, formed what later became known as the Gang of 12, committing themselves to both modernizing and protecting the culinary traditions of their culture. Juan-Marie Arzac was at the forefront of that effort. His daughter, Elena, continues to honor both that commitment and that responsibility. The food is innovative, wildly creative, forward-thinking, but always, always Basque. Marinated prawns on lemongrass and mint with beetroot and crunchy krill.
For us, it's the essence of the sea.
Oh, man.
Roast pigeon with mastic and potato.
And this pigeon is really very tender, you will see.
I love it.
Hay dos cosas importantes en nuestra cocina. La materia prima, que siempre es local, y luego los ingredientes.
Grilled hake jowls with teff seeds and fresh almonds, served in a bamboo leaf.
La materia prima, ya te digo que es de aquí, pero los ingredientes pueden ser de todo el mundo. Tienen que gustar a nuestra cultura.
Grilled monkfish with a pecan paste and hieroglyphics of pumpkin and sweet pea.
Was it always like this? I mean, his mother, his grandmother, was it always a menu that changed every day? What did you have to have on the menu?
Pues la cocina tradicional.
Por ejemplo, ¿qué plato?
Gambas de Huelva, luego merluza al horno, luego tenía, luego dar solomillo o pollo. Porque lo bueno que tiene la cocina vasca, es que es muy general de gusto.
White tuna with green melon and a jackfruit sauce.
Yo tengo el paladar de la cocina de aquí. Con eso puedo hacer, pues no sé, puedo hacer todo lo moderno que quieras, creatividad, pero siempre con nuestro gusto. Entonces, porque hay que tener en cuenta, y ahora cuando hacemos los platos nuevos, que hacemos unos 50 al año, siempre tenemos que tener en cuenta ese paladar.
Squid with walnut ginger paste, psyllium sauce, and black tomato.
So you ever going to take off the chef jacket? What is his plan?
¿Qué es tu plan para más tarde?
Yo nada. Yo San Sebastián.
Ah, I knew he was going to say this.
Y morirme en esta mesa.
And he would like to die at this table.
I like.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Pronto no. No. Hoy no.
Si yo es donde mejor estoy aquí, en el restaurante.
I first came here in, I think, 2001, 15 years ago. You know, my father died very young. But look, I'd like him to know that since the first time I came here, I feel like he's looked after me like a father. He's been a loyal and good friend and a supporter, and I want him to know I appreciate it.
Quiere que sepas que desde 2001, cuando vino la primera vez, tú le has cuidado como un padre.
Como si fuese su padre, yo. Como si yo fuese su padre.
I mean, he's only 14 years older than me, but...
Solo le llevas 14 años, pero...
Not too much, eh?
No, could be my older brother.
El hermano mayor.
Yes, this.
Better.
It's better. I am the big brother.
Yes, big brother.
No, and the father is okay.
But thank you.
Thank you. Venga.
For everything.
It seems sometimes, maybe even all the time, like you can wander into just anywhere in San Sebastián and find fantastic things to eat. Casa Urola in the old town does not outwardly look like a place where you're going to find this. Seared mushrooms with egg yolk and pine nuts.
Potato sauce?
Yes, and duck sauce.
Beautiful. Wow, look at that.
Grilled tuna with marmitaco sauce, a reference to a classic fisherman's stew. Peas and a consommé of Iberico ham.
Oh, pretty. The food is so good in this town. I mean, it's really outrageous.
Yes.
I mean, you walk by this place, you don't expect this.
Olats Gonzalez Abrisqueta is a professor of social anthropology and a documentary filmmaker.
Whoa, look at that.
It's the squeeze with white bean cream.
Wow. I know that this is the end of squid season.
Yeah.
Everybody says this. I mean, everybody knows.
Yeah.
The Basque obsession or insistence on really, really good ingredients. The fish has to be in season. It has to be incredibly fresh. It always has to be the best of everything.
I mean, the Basque are very obsessive with qualities. For example, as you know, I did a thesis in the Basque pelota.
Pelota, if you didn't know, is the most popular sport in Basque culture. Its origins go back to the Middle Ages. The Basque are as obsessive about this pastime as they are about food.
Most of male conversation in Basque country are about things and about qualities of things. And they pass days and days in bouncing the balls for the match. And they need to know which one is the best for the match and how it behaves. So the obsession, and I think a male obsession with quality, is also something which happens in sport, just like with the food.
Basque language and culture exists on both sides of a border. Unsurprising, as they predate both countries. This may be France, but it's still Pays Basque.
Here we're in the French Basque Country. The Basque Country is divided by a frontier, but we're talking about the same culture in the French Basque Country and the Spanish Basque Country.
Is there a difference between the French and the Spanish side?
Well, on the Spanish side, it was the dictator of Franco, and there it was forbidden to speak in Basque. On the French side, it's true that there was a little less pressure about talking Basque, But because there are a lot of people who are coming from Paris, from big towns for retirement, we're losing the Basque language.
Do we drink Spanish wine? Do we drink French wine? We drink French wine.
French wine.
Okay, good.
We're in the town of Ahetz at La Ferme Ostalapia. Mireille Gert was born in Spanish Basque country, but raised in France.
We've got a very good quality of life here. The sea, the mountain, the sun.
And the food.
And the food.
Things are different here. The relationship between Basque and French cultures has always been more graceful and less contentious, and you can see it and feel it and taste it at the table. Ventrèche de thon, or tuna belly with tomato carpaccio. Pigeon, roasted and then flambéed, served with a terrine or pâté of the same bird.
On this side of the border, are the chefs as creative or more traditional?
They're more influenced by the French cuisine, which is more complex. On the other side, we simplify. Here, it's a little bit more complex.
Why is the food so good?
Because we like eating. That's the main point. Why are we going to use things which are in the freezer? You're going to try to do it always fresh, very simple, but with very good things. I would say that what describes the Basque cook. It's really simple, but fresh.
Sozietateak garrantzi handia daka kulturan, azkenean kulturaren parte da. Restaurante baten antzekoa. Hemen jendea lagunak biltzen gera, nahi degunean, adiskide artean. Eta kanpoko jendeari bai atentzioa deitzen dio, sozietate ezberdinak daude. Eta nik oraintekan gogoratzen da nire aitona nola 80 urte baino gehiagokin etortzen zan onera. Eta lagunekin ardo botila bat ireki eta txorizo pixkatekin, bereekin hitz batzuk egin eta disfrutatu momentu horretaz. Guztiak lagunak era, hemen gaude ekonomi aldetikan eta politika aldetikan, maila desberdinetako jendea eta guztiak hemen berdinak gara. Bai txiroena eta bai azkenean aberatsena berdinak gara, pertsonak gara eta hortan hori da hemengo funtsa.
There is no better city for food than this one. You know, look, it's going to be a problem because you're going to have like millions and millions of tourists coming here to eat, you know, every year more.
I think now we are being discovered, not only by foreigners, by Spanish people.
Yeah.
This is what I heard.
The only people from Spain that came here all the time were people from Barcelona.
Catalonia, of course.
Catalonia, absolutely. And some people from Madrid, some people.
So-called bro food, in fact, predates the advent of the Kobe slider or donkey sauce, and probably even the high five. Chocos are private and historically all-male gastronomical societies, though that gender rule has changed with the times. It is still strictly Basque and strictly members only.
So was everybody born here? You're from San Sebastián?
San Sebastián.
Well, everybody.
We are very lucky that we are just here, surrounded by the sea, the mountains, the green mountains. So in just 1 hour distance, you have any kind of fresh product.
We consider food as a part of our culture. I mean, the importance it has in our daily life. I mean,
yeah, this is the best example right
it.
here.
Yeah. There's one thing that my dad always says: we may not have money to go on holidays or to buy a new car or even to buy new shoes. But food is so important.
So important.
Who cooks rotates between members. Tonight, it's Pablo. The menu, diced raw tuna, grilled prawns with green sauce.
You notice that we don't like herbs or spices at all.
Nothing. We don't.
So the most we use parsley, and then
garlic.
Of course garlic, onion all the way.
Yeah.
Because people have the idea if you add many spices and herbs to something that you're cooking here, you might be suspicious about maybe it's not so fresh.
Not fresh. Yeah. You want to take this food and put in another country, maybe Moscow, maybe New York. It's impossible to cook in this way, and people don't understand.
Someone I was talking to yesterday had a theory. She said the men talk about the difference between things. The difference between this bicycle and that bicycle. The difference between this bicyclist and that bicyclist. And that this is an innate part of the Basque culture.
I don't think it's exclusively from here. I think this is something that comes well from Franco years.
Where's Franco buried, by the way?
Oh, in Madrid, Valle de los Caídos.
En el Valle de los Caídos.
Big gravestone, or they just sort of roll him into a ditch?
It's a huge place.
If you were, I'm not suggesting you do this, but if you were to visit Franco's grave, unzip and take a piss on it, would you be arrested?
Yeah.
No, you would be in the news all around the world.
Would that make you popular or unpopular?
Popular.
Popular, yeah.
For the main, fried hake cooked with chicoli and steamed clams.
So what's the best thing about this city for you? I mean, you've lived here your whole lives.
Having so many things so near. I mean, I have France near, I have all the coast near, I have the mountains near, I have very, very good gastronomy.
It's the way of life.
And it's a way of life.
It's the way of life. You are able to keep the very same group of friends till you are old.
You can sit
because,
here.
Yes, that table.
And they're in 40s, and I'm sure they know each other from they are 10 or 5 years old. And they keep on coming here every week and have dinner here. Every week.
Here.
Ipar Amerikako lehen oinarria Euskal arrantzaleek zuten ezarria Gure hizkuntzak ere nundu jatorria Igual itxasondotik gorantzi gorria Itxasoa bezala da Euskal Herria Beti da zarra eta beti da berria.
This place, deep in the Echondo Valley, about an hour outside of San Sebastian, is Etxebarri, one of the greatest, most iconoclastic, and most loved by chefs restaurants in the world. It is in every way extraordinary.
Sometimes with chefs, we sit around and we play this game. If you had to die at one restaurant, you know, what would your last meal, what restaurant would you like your last meal at? And they were coming up with restaurants, and I said, well, what about Etxebarri?
Etxebarri.
And they all changed their answer. They said, oh, no, you're right, that place. It's so perfect.
My lunch companion is my old friend, Virginia Irizar. With her father, she runs the Escuela de Cocina Luis Irizar, her father being Luis Irizar, of the original group of 12, and the man who first showed me, well, everything in San Sebastian.
Your dad's first job, I hear, was at the Maria Cristina. Is that true? He started there?
16 years old. His first duty was to keep the white wine ice cold for the chef. Otherwise, they were in trouble.
It's understandable. So what did they do that was different?
They did try to modernize Basque traditional food, make it less heavy, less greasy, that sort of thing.
And this man, Victor Argensones, is a legend. He is a master of what looks austere and simple, but is in fact, in an almost Japanese way, fetishistically perfectionist in his treatment of local ingredients. Victor cooks everything himself, from his own charcoal, made from wood he cuts himself. Chorizo, which he makes from Iberian pork loin, served over a tiny little grill, still smoking and infusing it with scent and flavor.
Well, it was...
Oh, so good. Grilled razor clams. So good, so simple. Beluga caviar, however improbably it sounds, grilled and heaped over almond paste. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to take a picture of this. I want to make other people feel bad about what they're eating. Grilled gambas, perfectly cooked prawns.
It's huge.
Yeah.
This is, wow.
Line-caught squid, grilled and served in its own ink. Beautiful. That's very nice. And the most delicious King Hell Galician beef chop, grilled, perfectly rested, and ready. Ooh, look at that. Why are the ingredients so good? I mean, the basic ingredients are always super high quality everywhere. Where does this come from?
I think it's just that we wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Claro, para mí todo ha sido fácil y todo ha sido bonito, que es lo más importante. Yo siempre suelo pensar que hay que estar, claro, si no tienes creatividad, estás como muerto. Hay que pensar como un niño. El día que no pienses, tú vas a una plaza y ves ahí a los niños todos los días, o sea, siempre hacen cosas distintas y siempre están contentos. Y yo, bueno, a mí lo que me gusta es estar siempre ahí, como los niños. Como un niño, que el niño no tiene fronteras. Y no hay que tener fronteras. No, yo no sé si esto es difícil o no, pero para mí, desde luego, no.
In the early 1960s, 3 idealistic young CIA officers arrived in Laos, a sleepy, mountainous country of barely over 2 million people, mostly rice farmers. Their mission? Stop the spread of communism, recruit and train Hill Tribe warriors to fight a shadow war against the North Vietnamese and the Pathet Lao. The war in Laos was secret. The Russians knew about it. The Chinese knew, the Vietnamese, the Laotians certainly knew. The only people who didn't was the American public and Congress.
I took a walk through this beautiful world, felt the cool rain on my shoulder, found something good in this beautiful world.
có chỉ tao này là tao không có tao một cái cái loan mà nó đại cho cá này nó thầu anh ấy cho chào tuaแล้ว thì cho nhập bếp sang hay choทหารที่ก็มันที่ดี
Though never actually at war with Laos, at the same time we were fighting in neighboring Vietnam, the United States flew more than 500,000 missions over this tiny Southeast Asian nation, dropping more bombs here than on Germany and Japan in all of World War II combined. This only a part of the largest covert military operation in history, a conflict that became known as the Secret War. There were 3 intelligence officers, key players in this secret war, who, depending on who you talked to, were either greatly loved or greatly feared and despised. Anthony Bourdain, also known as Tony Poe, had an extensive paramilitary background as a former Marine and CIA officer. Bill Lair, a Texan and World War II vet, was an influential CIA case officer. Vint Lawrence was recruited right out of Princeton, even though he was an art history major. They succeeded at first in impeding the flow of communist North Vietnamese arms and troops on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. But by the end, they were arming even children. What happened here, presumably in the cause of freedom, of democratic Western values, resonates still. An estimated 30% of the bombs dropped on Laos failed to detonate. These and other UXOs remain in the ground and continue to take lives and limbs.
Get off the plane.
Yes.
What's the first sort of recognizable smell that registers?
Wood smoke, grilling, river as well. You know, it's just like the Mekong. It's like
diesel or whatever the fuel is here, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
From the first time I heard of Laos, I was hooked and filled with a desire to see the place. Once a storybook kingdom of misty mountains and opium, at one time a protectorate of France, a mysterious landlocked nation bordered by China, Thailand, Cambodia, and as fate would have it, Vietnam.
Best restaurant view ever. All these women butchers.
Chef James Sihabut earned his Michelin star in San Francisco.
This is the first thing I get off the plane. I'm going to go find some copiax in.
He learned to cook from his mother and never looked back until recently.
It's crispy pork, sliced pork.
Blood cake?
Blood cake in it.
Meat broth?
Beef broth, yeah. It's like steaming hot.
James' family, like many, fled the fighting in Laos or the communist takeover that followed it. Nowadays, things are looking up a bit, and some, like James, are returning.
Oh, man, it's just like so homey. Takes you to a place. Takes me to a place.
What's it like being back, man? I mean, it's only your second time, but what's it like?
Oh, man, it's like home more and more. I totally get it. Like when my mom's like, I want to go back home. That's a common thing. Refugees live in the States for a couple of years. Once their children have their own careers and families, they come back. My mom's doing that now, but rice farming again. She said, I'll move back to Ubon and have a more relaxed life. I was like, that's hard work. You know,
but she's happy?
She's happy, super happy. She looks a lot younger now after she moved back.
Less stress, I guess.
Yeah.
This village we call Long Lan.
Rice farming?
Yes, they're doing rice and also growing some vegetable.
Northern Laos, enchantingly beautiful, sparsely populated by remote mountain villages. For centuries home to ethnic minority hill tribes like the Hmong. This is where the CIA recruited, trained, and armed over 100,000 fighters.
They start to build this road since 1983.
Before that,
yeah.
How did you get up and down, walk? In these same mountains, but on the other side of the conflict, there were people like Mr. Lee, now in his 80s, who fought for the communist Pathet Lao. He is Hmong, and during the Secret War, he fought other Hmong. Ah, fantastic. Wow.
This is chicken.
Chicken.
And this is chicken also, but with blood and some inner heart. Every Hmong family will know this.
Beautiful. He was here when the French were here, yes?
Tức tỏ cá nói là lần đầu phát kỳ khía cho các bạn in cá thả.
Nè, hay là hay sinh nhà tàn con đó thìฝรั่ง cho cá. Thì 1963 อเมริกาตัวมองตัวมองบลอตัวบลอแล้วเมื่อตอนนั้นเราคิดตัวซื้อสิว่าจะให้ว่าก้อนที่กูที่ตกเกี่ยวกับที่ก็ตกเกี่ยวกับแน่
How was he injured?
thành ra do uli trà có họ trồng mỏ.
Họ ở chỉ trồngวันใดจะยอchỉ trồng bông.
Là tôm bông tua trời vậy à? Là bông đã lâu rồi.
Yêu trồng nói. Cái
chừng nhau có vậy à?
Cái bông chừng nhau nó là mua chỉ tao nè.
In the end, when the last choppers hurriedly left Vietnam, Laos and many Lao who fought with us were left behind too. What had been a kingdom was now a communist regime. Yeah, the bad guys won. A few who'd been most directly associated with the American effort, unwilling to face rehabilitation camps or worse, never surrendered, and are, all these years later, hiding in hills like these.
Hmong were killing Hmong bitterly for many years. If the same people who were trying to kill him and who he was trying to kill came back now, how would he feel about that?
Thì cứ đi nó cho thảo sinh tua thì có chỉ bao giờ cũ giờ có giờ cũ,เพราะว่าจะ小朋友认得了且搞不做这干了我给我弟。
Laos' ancient capital is a sleepy city of ornate palaces and temples. They enthusiastically observe Bun Ak Pansa here, a big party marking the end of Buddhist Lent. The whole thing culminates in a few days with a fire lantern festival, the symbolic casting away of your sins. But this morning, the Lao are watching and drinking as others pull at oars and race to the finish line.
Boat festival?
Yeah, boat festival here. So today is a girl racing.
Each boat will be women from the same village.
Yeah, one boat is one village.
For weeks, racing teams have been practicing on the Mekong River, each team sponsored by a local Buddhist monastery.
Eat, drinks, enjoy view, enjoy bird.
How old is this tradition?
It's a long time ago, many generations. We start maybe on 6th century.
Uh-oh, what are we doing?
Hấp cháy.
Lao Lao?
Yes, lao lao. So we do some lao lao. So made by the sticky rice, so
yes,
it tastes good.
That one quite strong. Woo.
This is close. Both of you born here?
Yeah, well, I'm the older sister and she's younger.
How has the country changed since you were little kids?
The country changed a lot. We opened the tourism scene, so it's good for the local economy and local people. They can earn money direct from the visitor and tourists.
President Obama was just here a few months ago.
A few months ago.
Yeah, he got offered a lot of help for the education and for the
unexploded ordnance removal. I think $90 million.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Help a lot. This one, the local snack.
Oh, chicken feet. Good.
And buffalo tendon.
Oh, nice. Good. Yeah, we'll try that. Squid?
Dry squid.
Squid? God, I love this. This is delicious.
When we eat and we enjoy food in Laos, we say Sep Lai.
Sep Lai.
Sep Lai.
Your hotel?
My hotel.
How long has it been open?
Well, it's been about 20 years.
I'm having lunch at the Ban Lao Hotel. During the Secret War, it was the offices for USAID, America's foreign aid mission. The building was also a cover for CIA headquarters.
That big building used to belong to USAID.
Can we say
USA or CIA? I don't know.
Well, this is what I want to ask. Generally speaking, back in the 60s and 70s,
yeah.
USAID and CIA had a lot of, let's say, overlap.
Mama Vaughn, who I met here on my last trip, is making lunch, an elaborate spread of dishes whose recipes are left over from imperial times.
So, what do we have here?
This is lonesome fish from Mekong. We cook with shallots and garlic and chili and coconut milk and pork.
Crab? River crab?
River crab, yeah. See?
It's good.
It's only in Luang Prabang.
You can eat the shell.
Yes. And fish with pork grill.
All in
banana
leaves.
And a ginger sauce. We eat with pork skin.
Pork skin. And we have to have sticky rice.
Yeah, sticky rice.
Okay, bon appetit.
Food like this. This is an imperial dish, a royal dish. Have these disappeared, these recipes, or are they still here?
They're still here, but you know, Tony, sometimes they do it not the way that not supposed to do it. They change ingredient a lot. My grandma taught me how to do this.
Now, you were born here, yes, in Luang
Yes,
Prabang?
in Luang Prabang, yep.
And Michelle, you...
I was born in Vientiane.
In Vientiane.
Have you lived here all your life? No.
In France.
In France.
At the age of 11, I went to France to study. I came back in 1971.
Oh, difficult times. 1971, very good.
Yeah, it was still the war.
Mama Vaughn's longtime friend Michelle is a journalist, though what that means in a communist one-party state like Laos is necessarily different than what you and I might define it as.
When I was in Paris, I studied ethnology. When I came here, they said, ethnology can wait. What we need is journalists.
That's why you get your job.
That's how I became a journalist.
American involvement here remains a particularly painful and even taboo subject with the Lao government.
Obama, the United States president, just came here to visit. What do you think it means for Laos?
Well, I think one important thing is the UXO, unexploded ordnances.
Right.
American B-52s. They came on bombing missions on Laos every day. And after bombing, they have to cross Mekong back and land. But they are not allowed to land with bombs on board.
Right.
So if they have bombs left, they would drop them at random. That's why we have so many in so many provinces.
What do you think it means, though, that the president came here? This is a small country, only 7 million and change people.
Yeah.
Not a lot of mineral resources.
No, not really.
No oil. If you were a cynical person.
I'm not.
I mean, why do you think he came?
Well, you have China, you have Russia, you have...
You think that maybe we think we need a friend in the neighborhood?
I think everybody needs friends. And,
I thought so. So you were born in a refugee camp?
Yes.
Moved to the States, what age?
2. I don't really remember much. My dad never once talked about the Secret War. He didn't really explain why we had to come to the States. He was just like, we're here, enjoy it.
Almsgiving is a daily ritual, but this is special.
People always sit down along the street,
Right.
wait for the monk coming and give sticky rice. Most people, they keep sticky rice.
Bunak Pansa means the end of months of isolated meditation. Monks celebrate with a once-a-year Halloween-like bonanza, where in addition to the usual sticky rice, all manner of treats are offered.
I was a novice, come from my home village to live in the temple in Luang Prabang. I finished a monk.
In orange robes, the whole bit. Now, do most young men go to the temple to...
To get education, yes.
It's the only way you get like public education is to become a novice.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, unless
So everybody.
Everybody, yeah. And that's where you learn English.
Yeah.
And you speak French too?
No.
No.
Chef James' friend, Mr. C, lives with his extended family on the outskirts of Luang Prabang. Looks awesome. So, what do we got here?
Alam is an iconic Lao dish. What are your mushrooms? Dill. The key ingredient is the pepperwood. These wooden blocks, which has like white pepper, star anise.
That infuses the fish. You don't eat it.
It's like you don't eat it. Very herbaceous, peppery, really rich.
Unlike anything I've ever had.
We have 2 types of lap. One's raw, one's cooked.
So it's cooked buffalo, raw buffalo.
Buffalo.
Man, it's really good.
This was kind of improvised. Lit bang. Lit bang translates to fixed blood. So it's buffalo blood. It's a really tricky way to prepare the dish because you want the blood to set. So the way you do it is dilute the blood with water.
Right.
And just pour it over herbs, and that's it. Lao panna cotta.
This is really, really good. You know, the balance is so beautiful.
This meal kind of represents like the Lao table. You always got to have a soup. You always got to have some kind of lob, a stew, some kind of muddled salad, sticky rice, of course, and dip.
And beer lao.
And beer lao.
Let's get some
Yeah, let's get that right. Let's get that.
Somebody. Come here.
Your parents left Laos in what?
81.
81.
And, you know, we migrated to a community of other Laotians. And it was pretty much a community like this. We all shared, we bartered.
Scratching out a living. I mean, if you were Laotian and you wanted to make money back then, you were cooking Thai food.
Exactly. You know, my mom worked in Thai restaurants. And
What does your mom think of your Lao cooking?
actually, she's pretty impressed, surprisingly. It's like, the first thing she does when she walks to my kitchen is she goes to a waste bin. And she goes, looks in the trash and goes,
Why are you throwing this out?
yeah. Yeah, it's just like cilantro stems.
So how many years were you in Laos?
3 years.
3 years?
Yes.
Well, what's the minimum?
Minimum 7 days.
Wow, that's easy.
Easy.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
What's life like at the temple? Sleep on the floor? You sleep in a bed?
Normally we sleep on the floor. Later I sleep on bed.
1 meal a day.
1 meal a day?
Two. Breakfast
Oh,
and lunch.
Yes. You get a snack from almsgiving?
Yes, snack and drink coffee, Ovaltine, in the evening.
Coffee and Ovaltine, did you say?
Yeah.
Ovaltine.
Ovaltine.
Yeah.
This one?
You
No,
got
no,
it.
no.
Here's a cup. Here you go.
Oh, Ovaltine.
For you.
Cheers.
The American experience in this part of the world is something that everyone wants to pretend never happened. More bombs dropped here than all of World War II.
This is the gold medal of Laos. They say 1 ton per person. And if they continue to clean the country at that reason, more 600 years to clean.
Ren, come on, Ren, come on, come on, come on.
Oh no, this is the strong
right?
stuff.
Ning for Jordan, good for you. Hello. 1, 2, 3. Waran kon, Fek mang ta sok, an kon arasin, an kon fek mang te, fok, très bien. Wow, mang te out.
Motorbike, the only way to see this part of the world. The thick, unmoving air, the smell, past rice paddies, water buffaloes, what feels like another century. Laos is the kind of place that can easily capture your heart and not let you go. It's what you do, right? I mean, if you're thinking of a place to open a bar or a restaurant, you're going to put it by the river.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Nice breeze, nice view.
And you see Lao people, they come here during the afternoon, they have a drink, it's nice.
Perfect.
Perfect.
More than a few people came here for vacation and never went home, like Ben. So how long have you been in Laos?
In Laos, around 15 years. I haven't been back to France for a long time.
When you first came here, what was it like?
It was just open, it was beginning of 2000.
What do you mean by just open?
Before it was very difficult to travel, no? If you have a permit to travel in Luang Prabang,
right,
you can only visit Luang Prabang. You want to go another province, you need to have a special permit to change. And I had a friend, my friend said, no, let's go to Laos. It's more protected, more natural, more authentic. I said, okay, why not? The first time I arrived in Luang Prabang, I was feeling like Indiana Jones, discovering a beautiful city. At the point is I fell in love and I couldn't go back.
What's your typical day here? Like if you're not working, you're on a good day,
A good day, you have a party. You have a party, beer lao, friends, that's for sure. Again, there is nothing special to do. It's just the way of life. Yeah. Training.
So how has it changed over the years? I mean, you go to Saigon or Hanoi, money coming in, foreign ownership of everything. That's not happening here?
Yes. I can see there is an acceleration now. Now, when you go to the market and you say, where it is from, they say Thailand, Vietnam, China, and to find local fruits, it's difficult. But if you talk to old people, they will say Bopenyang. We are like the bamboo. We are not trees. So when there is too much wind, voila, we bend and we get up and Bopenyang. I was a monk for a little bit more than 1 month. In fact, I signed for 3 weeks, After 3 weeks, I wanted to stay a little bit. They push a lot the way to not suffer, to learn how to disconnect the important things in life. That's why the people, they drink a lot, they like to enjoy, to share. If you don't share, you are poor. More you give, more you're rich. You have money a lot, you lose your money tomorrow, some people will be upset. When you go up and going down, it's never a good feeling. Bopenyang. As they say, look at the river. It's go up, it's go down, but always in the same way. And at the end, is the end. Voilà. Bopenyang.
Let us assume the best of the intelligence officers who served here, of the pilots and bombardiers who ran missions over Laos. That they were doing their duty as they saw it, that they believed they were serving the interests of their country.
So this a banana plantation?
Yes, banana and lemongrass.
That still leaves us with the unarguable fact that generations later, UXOs, or unexploded ordnances, remain a huge problem.
What's here, cluster bomb mostly? Bombies?
Yes, yes.
เพราะว่าเราเฉลี่ยได้เนาะแต่ว่าเนื้อที่ที่ว่า 66,000 นี่นะที่พวกทีมงานสำรวจพวกเราลงสำรวจนี่นะก็ถือว่าเราพบผ่านมานี่ถือว่าเขาเจ้าพบมันก็ถือว่าเป็น 30 กว่าแล้ว
Organizations like UXO Lao are tasked with cleaning up the mess.
You go with a metal detector, dig them out by hand, no machines, detonate them.
The technology we use nowadays is the same that 20 years ago.
Right.
รายงานความปลอดภัยเข้ามาทราบแล้วเปลี่ยนงานดีมีความปลอดภัยดีเปลี่ยนจุดส่งก็มีความปลอดภัยดีเปลี่ยนด้านนี้แล้วไปต้องที่กำบังและในขณะนี้ทีมงานเก็บกู้ร่มเฮาจะได้มีการทำลายระเบิดอยู่ที่นี้3 2 1ยิง
Wow. It's a big bang.
Imagine how the children pick it up.
Yeah. Laos is the most heavily bombed country per capita in the history of the world.
Yep.
80 million is the number of cluster bombs that did not detonate.
Since the war in Vietnam ended and we left our secret war here behind, 20,000 people, many of whom were not even alive during the conflicts, have been killed or maimed.
Now, most of the people who are blown up, who are they? Mostly farmers.
Nowadays, the picture is a little bit changed to the children right now, because the children is look like tennis ball. It's good for playing, for the children to pick up as a toy.
So far, only half of 1% of the country has been cleared.
80 million cluster bombs
Right.
that still left in the country.
Right.
20 years, what we did is 1.4 million.
In
Just
20,
only-
in 20 years.
20 years.
So that's a lot left.
That's a lot. And many people asking me how many years ago. I have no answers.
3
3
2
2
1
1
ยิง
Wow.
thằng đó tàu cá chỗ tàu ta này có một tàu bỏ nó từ trong mỏ là do tua nhón và
mà là khởi cho nên và một số bậc cả và nhà lúc học và mấy chục con á tàu điện như vậy để vùng khởi lò khởi mất tiền tàu điện của tua o tùn tới rồi theo mỗi ít tu mà lấy tu thi pe mà lấy ilu lộc của lu cô lấy của từ là trâu lên trâu là một khởi tới lúc bầm bì nè trong lúc là chỉ trả lầu thì tôi hài họ trả lầu thì tôi hài thì thoát trong lúc mà từ tua này giờ là hài lúc khăm mồ này là tên là chỉ trâu vô thôi nè chỉ từ này nam trong chỉคนนี้ตัวทั้งหมดเลยจุ่มน้อยในมุ้งตรงๆเต้ตัวเจตัวจงเลยจีตัวเกียร์ตาชินเลย
现在ก็ว่าบ้าหมอเราทำเป็นอะไรก็ตาม So this is bamboo soup. This bamboo is very fresh because they just get it from the forest up here. Normally the bamboo is a little bit bitter, but he has to boil it
a long time,
and then he'll take off the water.
Would change the water.
Yeah, change the water and cook it again with chicken or duck.
Right, for flavor.
Yes.
So, what year was he born? How old is the gentleman?
ก็อยู่ช่วงตัวนี้
1960. So born at the beginning of the war here.
Yeah. thành đó có thầu có chuyện nhà mình giàu có bỏ là bỏ không bỏ.
Mà ôn chia tali.
Chia
tali. Họ không bỏ trục này chỉ trong này giờ thì thầu mà do không bỏ là mà nó đau vậy. Nó đau vậy và có chỉ khởi bỏ chế nhà giàu khởi tàu thì mình mới trồng nhiều cùi mình giàu thế lục mình giàu thế, mà lục bỏ lục la cái mũ, lục vàng như vậy thì lục vàng mà giờ sao sủng cha vậy, sủng cha thì mới chuột mũ trâu lại lục vàng cậu hoàn chạy, thì mình chỉ có thoát mình thì thuộc cỏ tàu mới chuột mình thả tủ sống này thì từ chuột, chỉ kéo nó cho thì nó tung thò lại, thì trâu kia không, nó ilu trâu nó trâu nó ilu trâu không nó chỉ nhau không.
While these days the effects of the secret war are receiving more attention, much of how we got here remains off limits. The CIA and their relationship with the Hmong, in part because there are, to this day, insurgents deep in the jungle, is a sensitive subject with the Lao government.
Where did the American doctors come from?
Cứ không món này nhỏ thì tuôn nào.
Rồi là một xe ấy số đó chứ.
Họ từ chỉ trong biển như cái liền.
Là một xe ấy số.
So actually it's. I think this is not a question. I think.
Okay. In a communist one-party state like Laos, it can be dangerous to talk politics.
You tell me whether we can talk about this or not, whether it's a comfortable subject or not, but. Here on one hand, we have Americans dropping bombs that blow this, at the time, child up.
Yeah.
And then there are American doctors who put him back together. Given that, is he angry?
Có sai thì giờ ấy thì you thằng đó một trò vậy. Vì cái là tôi tuổi là tôi cho bồng tới trò you vai you chế nó vậy. Nó muốn.
Họ nó mà chỉ muốn bàn hạ chi. Mà tăng mà chỉ cố rong xe để tụi bà bị sẵn để chẳng hạn chẳng mua này mỏ để tụi bà chạm nên bị sẵn từ trồng mỏ trồng cho là chỉ kho hủ trồng không bao giờ để chỉ tua là cũng cho là kho tàu.
I mean, all of the bombing, all of the suffering, all of the death. What did he think it was all for?
แต่mà mua bà cố cả độc nó mà những cú chỉ bao giờ thì nó.
walked through this beautiful world, felt the cool rain on my shoulder, found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
Good morning, my friend. How are you? This mine?
Yes.
I will start my day. I wake up at 2, come to the garage around 3 o'clock, get ready, to go on my way to take the Queensboro Bridge. Okay, showtime.
Just across the East River from Manhattan, where I live, just over there, is an enchanted wonderland, an international crossroads, a stew pot of neighborhoods filled with the languages, cultures, traditions, and flavors of many lands.
Hey, how you doing?
Morning.
My morning ritual goes something like this. Regular coffee and a donut, maybe a cruller. I'm feeling wild and crazy. But just across the river, the options are endless. The 7 train winds over and through Queens like a main cable. Every stop can seem like another country, another region. Get off at Roosevelt Avenue, and you are going to eat well for sure. Example, this cart sells Ecuadorian food. Hornado, roast pork with sublime, crispy skin straight from heaven.
Crunch, crunch. Oh, that's the sound of victory right there.
Morcilla, blood sausage with potato cakes.
Oh, man, that's looking really good. This is a working class day, but people coming to and from work.
Yeah.
How often do you think the average person eats at one of these things?
A lot of like the day laborers, a lot of the men that are here, they might live in these tiny apartments with a tiny shared kitchen. They can't cook.
Right.
They're not going to go into the restaurants. They don't have time for that. So it's, for them, it might be even more that they're eating on the streets.
Sean Basinski is the director of the Street Vendor Project. Prior to going to law school, he built a pushcart and sold burritos on the corner of 52nd and Park. He founded SVP with a small grant from Yale University Law School. He lives in a tenement walk-up apartment in Manhattan with a bathtub in the kitchen. You know, like most lawyers.
So within like a mile of here,
Yeah.
what would my options be nationality-wise?
It's incredible. I mean, you can have Tibetan street food, then there's Colombian arepas. You go up into Flushing, and then there's the Chinese barbecue carts. I don't know of any place in New York, maybe even the world or the country, that you can have such diversity on the street.
Matt Shapiro is another lawyer who represents street vendors when they need legal help, which in our nanny state current reality is all too often.
Now, generally speaking, to open up a cart on the street, you need a license?
You have to have a license for yourself, and then you have to have a permit for the cart itself. That's the problem.
Any spot?
Generally speaking, yes, although there's lots of restrictions.
Manhattan is very much the, not my backyard neighborhood a lot of ways. I mean, for this reason, Manhattan, in my view, is a lot less interesting than Queens.
Right.
This is a wonderland.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what we got here.
You know, they're trying to change it, though. And the more it does change, the more the vendors are threatened, you know?
There's always talk about cleaning up Roosevelt Avenue. You know what that means.
If you get higher rents, nicer buildings, they're not going to want a streetcar out in front.
That's sometimes the problems that vendors face.
Right.
Even if the spot is completely legal. And we see it all the time, where there's building managers who come out and say, hey, you know, you got to move, can't be here. They even call the police.
So what happens if that happens, when that occurs?
When it was me, the young kid out of college, I was ready for them.
Right.
But if you're an immigrant who doesn't speak any English and is realistically scared, and they tell you to move, well, you're going to move.
In a perfect world, how many of these would there be?
I think the more diverse street food we can have, the better. The more pathways we can provide for people to come and start a business. And hopefully, you know, after 5 or 10 years, maybe they'll have a restaurant. I mean, we don't say there are too many restaurants, do we? So why too many food vendors?
Too many affordable restaurants, goddamn.
Inshallah, mashallah, hopefully no mashallah. Hey, yallah, yo, yallah, let's rock a show in Ramallah. Kick it with Muhammad when I'm out in Haifa. Kick it with Muhammad when I'm out in Jaffa. Oh no, they're in trouble. TSA always wanna burst my bubble. Always get a random check when I rock the stubble.
Himanshu Suri is better known as Heens, half of the rap duo known as the Sweatshop Boys. He was born and raised in Queens, a living, breathing example of the glorious mashup that is this borough. So it seems just right that a first-generation Indian dude takes me to a Chinese dumpling spot close to his Hindu temple. Yew Garden Dumplings is everything you need in life.
So, born and raised, Queens?
Yeah.
What neighborhood?
Most of my life I've been in Glen Oaks and Belrose, which is like further east.
Largely or mostly Indian?
Our neighborhood is mostly Punjabi, and then there was Christians from Kerala, Malayali, and Pakistanis, those three.
And next non-Indian neighborhood over?
More like Guyanese, and still Indo-Caribbean.
Right.
And then the other neighborhood, like whiter, but still Indian. So it's hard to escape us in Queens, which is why I like it here.
Spicy beef and tripes, boiled pig tongue and tripe marinated in sugar and soy, served cold with chili oil.
Traditional Indian food at home. What about outside the house?
Because the food's so good at home, we don't really go out to eat Indian food, because it would just be my mom going, I could make better dal than this.
Right.
So, in New York, man, it was like lo mein and pizza when we weren't eating Indian food.
Lion's head meatballs, pork, ginger, soy.
So we used to come to Flushing even when we moved out further east because they didn't have grocery stores there. My temple is over here, and so even as we moved further out to Long Island, we always end up coming back to here or Jackson Heights, which are like these first places you come. Sometimes I joke, I mean, Queens is so great and so diverse, but it's also because the airports are here. So it's just like you get off of a 16-hour flight with no money in your pocket from India, and you're like, where am I gonna live? Well, I'm already here, and so let's start with this place.
Soup dumplings, piping hot and filled with ground pork and near boiling broth.
This is why I go, man.
Yeah, the soup dumplings.
Oh, yeah.
So when you were growing up, what was the ethno-national breakdown of a typical class in school?
My high school was a public high school, but it was maybe 70% East and South Asian, mostly Chinese and Korean. And all those kids end up going to Harvard, all those kids end up going to NYU and these types of schools. And, you know, if the American dream is alive, I think it's alive in places like Queens.
What do you mean by that?
That there still are people coming here with nothing and making something out of it. And as I kind of lose hope and the idea of like diversity is a positive thing, or the idea of America as an open place, I think in a place with so much race and diversity, it gets in the way less here than it does in other places.
Will America as a whole look sooner or later like Queens?
I guess 2042 is the year that people of color become the majority in this country.
Yep.
Seems like a long, long time away. But yeah, that is the hope.
하나님 아버지 은혜를 감사합니다. 우리 어르신들 귀한 점심 식당을 대하게 하시고 또 즐거운 시간 갖게 하심을 감사합니다. 어르신들 건강하고 행복하게 사시도록 하나님께서 지켜주시고 봉사자들에게 기쁨으로 봉사할 수 있도록 건강도 주시고 즐거운 마음도 주시옵소서. 감사드리며 예수 그리스도 이름으로 축복하며 기도드리옵나이다. 아멘.
Get lost in Flushing for a while and behold the awesomeness. If you're looking for amazing Chinese food or Korean, just like home, well, Flushing is the place. This joint is high on the list, Gu Shigi.
Cheers.
Not that.
Josh Smookler and Cosme Aguilar are both chefs and restaurateurs operating in Queens. Josh, a Korean man who was adopted and raised by a Jewish family, owns the wildly popular Long Island City restaurant, Moo Ramen.
Did it take off right away? It was successful right away?
Yes, pretty much immediately. You know, I was cooking out of my house. Then we're transporting all to this bagel shop. We serve from 7 o'clock to 9:30, 10 seats at a time. It was me in the kitchen, my wife out in the front. And one day somebody texts me and goes, "Congratulations." I go, "For what?" They go, "Pete Girls just gave you #1 ramen in New York City."
So New York Times loves you.
Yeah, and I saw the article and I started crying.
Cosme is the owner of Casa Enrique, also in Long Island City. It's the only Mexican restaurant in New York with a Michelin star.
You didn't even do the smart thing. The smart thing, of course, would be to make shitty Mexican food because we know that Americans will always buy shitty Mexican food. You started making like really sophisticated, really interesting Mexican food. Well, why?
My brother come up with the idea to open a Mexican restaurant. And I told my brother, come on, I never cooked Mexican food like for restaurants. So I started cooking for 6 months at home every single day, trying to do different things. And finally we opened a Mexican restaurant.
And then you got a Michelin star.
Yeah, for 3 years in a row.
Nice. Both are fantastic, but tonight we're eating Korean. Gamjatang, pork neck bone soup with rice cakes, pork belly, kimchi, and spicy radish. And kimchi and oysters.
So this dish right here, the gamjatang,
was the dish I had about like 3 years ago. It literally transplanted me back to Korea.
Yeah, but how old were you when you left?
When I came to America, I was 6.
Were you raised observant Jew?
Orthodox, yes.
Or you were raised Orthodox. You still with the program?
No, not at all. I'm eating pork right now.
Man, that's tough. I mean, because, Koreans are pork crazy.
Korean food, I didn't have much of it growing up at all. In fact, kimchi was like shunned from our household because it stunk up the whole house.
Well, it's just not kosher, too.
And it's not kosher either, so they...
With the shellfish in there.
Yeah. But now I still make Korean-style ramen. And then I have a matzo ball ramen. Being raised Jewish, can't help it. I think as cooks, we always gravitate to what our DNA is.
So what are you opening a Korean restaurant?
I don't know anything about Korean food. I just know I like it. I gravitate towards those flavors.
Galbi, short ribs marinated in soy, garlic, and sesame oil, then grilled. Meat candy.
You ever investigate other neighborhoods? The number of immigrants from all over the world, I mean, is extraordinary.
The funny thing now is I have Caucasians working the line.
Yeah.
And then the Asians come in, they go, oh, this isn't good. You got a bunch of white guys. I'm like, what?
I'm racist like that, too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm totally like that. If I walk into a sushi restaurant, I make racist assumptions about the place if they're not Japanese.
Do you do the same thing when you go to a restaurant and you see, like, let's say a Korean restaurant,
right.
And if you only see white people, then what do you think? It's not legit?
Eating at the Korean restaurant?
Yeah.
You want the truth?
Of course I want the truth.
Now for Metro Christian Center.
Some people say it's the most famous place you've never heard of. That's where we are. But when you start getting out to the detail of it, this is historic Nears Tavern.
Back in the 1820s, when Queens was still mostly farmland and livestock rather than the 7 train was what rumbled down what became Jamaica Avenue, the manager of a racetrack called the Union Course opened a nearby tavern to accommodate the gamblers and layabouts who frequented his track. It was called the Blue Pump Room. In later iterations, it became the Old Abbey, the Union Course Tavern, and finally, Nears Tavern. The Near family, German emigres, added a bowling alley, a ballroom, and a hotel after the racetrack closed in 1898 and renamed the place Nears Social Hall. Today it's owned by this man, Lieutenant Loy Gordon of the FDNY.
You were born in Jamaica?
It's a funny thing, I'm from the island of Jamaica and I moved to Jamaica, Queens.
Why Jamaica, Queens?
Well, my mom was here.
What did your mom do for a living? What kind of work was she doing?
You know, she didn't have all the education in the world, so you just had to do odds and ends. You had to clean floors and just do whatever she had to do to get things going. I think it's pretty much the similar story of immigrants that come to the United States. They come and work hard because it's the land of opportunity, and they find a way to kind of make it out of the rut.
Yeah.
Or at least using that platform to have someone like me, like their offspring, become a little bit more, right, than they were.
Ordinarily, the story is I'm a regular beer drinker at this joint, and the thought of it disappearing is like unbearable to me. Where am I going to drink now? But you're not that. That's not your story.
I knew that this place was important, you know? I just felt something special. And being someone that's from Queens, something that's special like this, shouldn't disappear. It was 3 days from closing down when I walked into the place.
Wow.
The way it's located, someone has to tell you about Nearest Tavern. Someone has to say, you know, it's around the corner, to the left, to the right. If someone tell you about it, I think they think you're worthy enough to discover such a historic, you know, cool little place.
Now, it's historic for a lot of reasons, not least, in my mind, because the greatest American film ever made was shot here. A lot of it was shot here, right? I mean, it was
about 15%.
Okay, so what was shot? Which scenes were shot here?
It was a very pivotal moment of the movie.
Okay, so that's
And
the
as we
moment.
said,
Wait. Let me remember him. Is he right there or is he right here? He's right here.
Yeah.
He just looks over at Maury, and you know he's decided Maury's going.
Maury's going. Might as well just knock everybody
Well, no,
else.
Maury was a problem from the beginning. I think any reasonable businessman would have. You know, here's a question. It has nothing to do with anything. You're working for the mob, and you've been having some disagreements with your business partners. Why would you ever get in the front passenger seat when somebody else is sitting in the back? I mean, Paulie made the same mistake in The Godfather. It's always like, you know, that's a bad seat to sit in.
Yeah.
Ahora estoy haciendo el chile, que es para los tamales rojos. Lo estoy partiendo a la mitad para que se cocine más rápido. Eso pica. Mi nombre es Sebelia Coyotze y soy del estado de Tlaxcala. Y yo vine a Queens en el 2000. No sé, tal vez este era mi destino. Vender tamales. Se agarra la masa, cucharada de masa, se la hace y se la hace así. Se le pone una cuchara de salsa, pollo y se envuelve. Mi rutina diaria empieza a las 7 de la noche, las 8. Empiezo a hacer los tamales, hago los atoles, pasamos a traer el carrito y salgo a vender a las 4 de la mañana. Cuando yo llegué a Queens, era tan difícil estar aquí en Queens porque yo había dejado a mi hijo en México. Bueno, yo empecé a vender tamales porque me quedé sin trabajo cuando se cayeron las Torres Gemelas. Me ha costado mucho. Yo vendía en un carro de supermarket. Molestaba mucho la policía. Nos llevaban a la cárcel como 15, 16 veces. Entonces fue cuando decidí que tenía que rentar un carro porque nos arrestaban. Ahora nos está yendo bueno y así me vaya subiendo. Los fines de semana es bueno porque se venden como 2,000 tamales.
It is tempting to think, when reflecting on Jackson Heights, of India. But Queens is always changing, always in flux, a landing spot for people from all over the world, new arrivals from Tibet being an example. Sandwiched between 2 cell phone stores and a couple of jewelry shops is Lhasa Fast Food.
This particular neighborhood we're in now, Jackson Heights, has historically been the first stop for the newest immigrants. It's a big Latino neighborhood, but the South Asian community's presence is pretty well known, and it's, I think, very fitting that now this huge Tibetan community, which is very new, looking for a home, where are they gonna go? They're gonna go near the Indians, right?
So you guys grew up together?
Yeah, we grew up together in Queens.
I remember we were in the same Little League
What position did you play Little League?
Oh, they put me in the outfield. I was terrible.
Which outfield? That matters.
Oh, yeah, usually the right side. What do they call
Right
it?
field.
Okay, see, I don't know.
Keems joins me for dinner along with his friend and neighborhood advocate, Ali Najmi.
I'd now like to call up a close friend of mine, Mr. Ali Najmi.
I'm really involved in politics, local elections, empowering new voters, and then advocating for particular issues that come up.
Mr. President, I know you're not too good at listening, but you're gonna have to hear us now. Muslim Americans are not going anywhere. Latino Americans are not going anywhere. And we contribute to this country. It turns out we pay more taxes than you do.
Why give a fuck?
I have a sense of what I think is right and what needs to be done, and I can't sit back and let people who are being underserved continue to be underserved.
You're gonna have your work cut out for you the next 4 years.
We are, but you know what? We have to organize. There's no other way to do it. America wouldn't be as great as it is right now if people didn't organize.
It's both unique and disturbing that you're also from Queens. Because the values that you have been running on are not the Queens values we know. And I guarantee you one thing, we, all of us, will make sure you don't forget where you came from.
How much traction are you getting within the community? Is there a hunger for that, or is it taking some convincing?
There are definitely a lot of people who are just, because it's such a new community, they're just trying to make it in America. They're trying to maximize whatever they have, even space. We have a cell phone store, a phone card store, we have a little bit of space, let's put a restaurant here and maximize everything we can. But then there are other people that get it, that believe in the promises of America, and they believe in their rights.
Thin tuk, hand-torn noodle soup with chilies and ginger.
I mean, do you think it's only a matter of time till replaced by yet
Bye.
either another incoming group or, hipster apocalypse?
Look, I mean, the story of New York is that neighborhoods are constantly changing. Nothing is, everything's in flux, nothing's static. And even all our communities that have come in, we've transformed these neighborhoods that we moved into.
It's hard to make a claim for ownership when my parents moved here too, So there is that constant, I don't want this neighborhood to be gentrified, but am I gentrifying it?
Shapta, or chili fried beef. Thin panes of beef with chili oil and soy and Sichuan peppercorns. Shamomo, steamed dumplings stuffed with beef.
For a lot of people, you're going to see this community, and for them, it's like the nightmare scenario. What's the best things about Queens other than diversity? Just as an everyday practical matter.
You wake up every day in Queens and you're allowed to be who you are. You can't say that about every place. Maybe not even the places our parents come from.
Further out in Queens, the somewhat forlorn-looking but still beautiful Rockaways.
This is Rockaway Park. Further down, you can call it Far Rockaway. There's also Rockaway Beach. That's why they call it the Rockaways and not just Rockaway sometimes. Right. There's a lot of different parts to it.
Josmar Trujillo, a writer and local activist.
You from Queens originally?
I was raised in the city, but I lived in Queens for most of my adult life now.
And Rockaway now?
No, so I left here about a year after Hurricane Sandy because the way Sandy hit and the way it kind of, shook people out of where they were, you didn't want to put your family through that again, or the risk of that.
How bad did it get hit out here?
This was like something out of a movie.
Hurricane Sandy pounded the East Coast in 2012, and many communities suffered. But the Rockaways were hit with particular ferocity.
How was the response?
The response from everyday people was good. Like, one of the best things about what happened right afterwards is the way a lot of people came together who lived here, but also how a lot of people kind of came in, pitched in, brought food, brought generators. But, officially, with like the government, the semi-governmental groups, they dropped the ball.
What was the problem?
They weren't ready for it. The Rockaways, by design, has never been a place where there was a lot of good investment or infrastructure anyway to begin with.
Why? Look, this is what you would call prime oceanfront property, not far from New York City. What's going on?
This was a place historically where the city, and Robert Moses in particular, really used as like a dumping ground for undesirable groups that the city didn't necessarily want to deal with.
Back in the day, the Rockaways were a summer destination for middle-class New Yorkers until better roads and an improved rail system lured them to the beaches of Long Island.
They threw a bunch of public housing projects in here. They sent a lot of the low-income people of the city out here, and it just wasn't a place that historically the city ever took seriously. You know, since then, we've also had a lot of working-class whites move into more kind of the western end, and so you've kind of seen in the Rockaways just kind of shape out along race and class lines. And the one dynamic that's changed after Sandy was you had a lot more like young urban professional types, like really coming out here. You know, maybe looking intentionally or not to like Brooklynify the Rockaways. Right. Or gentrify the Rockaways. Rockaways called like the Brooklyn Riviera or the Williamsburg Riviera.
Who gets the shaft in a situation like that?
If you're a person who's not a homeowner, if you're a person that's struggling to pay rent, the plans are generally, history has told us, gonna leave you behind. It's interesting because I don't think a lot of people thought that that would happen here. When you're on Rockaway, you had this kind of sense of security that you kind of were out in this lazy beach town and like, I would love to come out here and walk on the beach and it'd be just me and maybe two other people for miles and miles, and that was great. Where you won't have that anymore, when there won't be a place in the city for you to be able to have that. You know, some people may be for it, and I think that might be short-sighted because I think that this might not necessarily involve the same people who are here.
It never does. What's a perfect day in the Rockaways?
Oh, perfect day? Obviously hit the beach, but you don't want to find a place where there's, you know, no sand, you know?
Right.
You want to find a place that's kind of off the beaten path, grab a bite to eat, you maybe, you know, have a couple of drinks at night and watch the waves crash, and we're near the airports, you watch some of the planes fly over, and it's just, you know, it's a different feel. You don't feel like you're in New York when you're out here. When I first came here, I was a city kid. I was used to living the hustle and bustle, the city that never sleeps. When I got here, there's like this tranquility, there's this feel that you're not in the city, and it's great because it makes you feel like you can sit back and be with your thoughts. You know, as a city kid, it gave me a lot of perspective. So anytime you can come out here and kind of be away from stuff and kind of be, you know, with the water and with your thoughts is a great thing. Yeah.
Is that a $100 bill?
Yeah. I feel dead inside, Lori. This is gonna bring me around.
Keep telling yourself that.
All of it on number 2 to win first. Yeah. Thank you. Gotta be in it to win it, Lori.
All right. $5 on number 5 to win, please.
It's the middle of winter, and there are only a few hardcore racing enthusiasts here.
Right.
Also me and friend and author Lori Woolever.
Here they come.
And a winner. All right, you won your first race.
You know, we didn't win anything, but...
Quite good enough.
I love this place. The ponies, the beer, the looming sense of despair and melancholy. Did I mention they have Jamaican beef patties?
So people like it here because you can get your emotional feel for the horses and you can look down into the paddock, and people like to sort of see how the horse is behaving.
All right, I smell victory, or is that horse shit? Fourth race, number 2 to win. Oh, no. I need to win on a long shot now. I need to get well. I got to come back.
Built near the site of a former conduit for the Brooklyn Waterworks that brought water from eastern Long Island to the Ridgewood Reservoir, Aqueduct Racetrack opened in 1894. The glory days of horse racing are long gone, but for those few proud remaining degenerate gamblers with a few bucks and a dream, Aqueduct is still there.
It's a judgment-free zone here, though.
Totally.
It's kind of a come-as-you-are situation.
Yes. I think that's true of Queens in general. And you can kind of fly under the radar, you know? You have not been harassed too much today, right?
No, a guy came up to me. He says, hey, you look like Anthony Bourdain. I said, I wish I had his money. And he said, you're right, that asshole. It was great. It was like the perfect encounter.
That's Queens. Nobody gives a shit.
All right.
Right up on top.
Yes.
Come on, number 2. Keep it, keep it.
It's a close race.
Close it up.
It's a nail biter. Dropped like a stone.
Way to suck. So promising.
No braces for my little girl.
It's not over. There's always another race.
I'm Ray. I'm from Guyana originally. My father raised birds, so I end up with the same hobby. It's called bird racing. Instead of like a running race, like a singing race, you know? The first bird that chirped to 50 won the prize. It worth a lot of money. And if you become a champion, you win a couple of races, the price goes up. $10,000, $8,000. Gotta be as gentle as possible. So I just hold it in my hand. If you hit bumps, I rattle him, you know? I want him to be as calm as possible. We'll find a parking as close as possible to where we're going so the birds don't be exposed to the cold weather. Right now, we're trying to warm up the birds. And sometimes you bring a bird today and he's not in the mood. Nothing happens. We just got another day. All right, you ready?
The whole world is in Queens, and like the world as a whole, it is constantly changing. Here in the Jamaica neighborhood, a growing number of immigrants from Africa have put down roots, and with them, restaurants catering to their tastes. Like here at Africana Restaurant.
How you doing? My name is Blessing Osagere. I come from Nigeria, and this one is a Nigerian restaurant. We started in 2000. The first 3 years were really tough. But thank God we're still alive, we're here, we're healthy. My mother had a restaurant in Nigeria for 20 years before I came here. I love to cook. When you come in here, you feel at home. You feel like a mother's land, you know.
This food is really good.
It is very good. And she was worried about it being too spicy. I don't think it's too spicy.
Never a problem for me.
Sarah Khan has made it her mission to find and write about some of these great little off-the-grid places throughout the borough.
You're studying the intersection between food and culture. How did you get to that point?
So I kind of cobbled together a way to travel, learn languages, and eat.
Do you ever worry that by celebrating these communities,
Yeah,
you're helping to destroy
absolutely.
them?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I worry about it.
But, you know, those stories need to be told through what they do, through how they survive.
મારું નામ નિકિતા છે. હું અહીંયા સિન્સ 2001 અહીંયા ન્યુયોર્કમાં રહું છું અને હું ઇન્ડિયાથી છું, ગુજરાતથી.
Every meal, every dish has a story, often a very personal one, often a story of hardship, separation, difficult times. But when somebody cooks for you, they are saying something. They are telling you something about themselves, where they come from, who they are, what makes them happy.
제 이름은 김태수고 서울에서 1974년도에 퀸스에 와서 살기 시작했습니다.
A whole hell of a lot of people in Queens, the people who make the borough what it is, who make it such a great place to eat and explore, are very far from the places they once called home. But Queens is home now.